I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really bleeding. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Happy Friday.
Heck yeah.
It's Friday. I really want to find that sound effect.
I think we have it somewhere.
No, not that one. We found it for something, and then we never kept it.
Never got it.
Never kept it like an idiot.
Well, never going to give you up.
Never going to let you down.
Never going to run around and
Hurt you.
That's right.
That's good. It makes me feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me happy.
It really should.
It does.
It really should.
It's Friday. I hope
is.
everyone is having a good evening.
You
ready
should be.
for the weekend.
I mean, at least you're having a better evening than the kids in Wisconsin high school.
Well, it's probably colder and all get out up there. And
That's one thing. Another thing is they were forced to apologize, the school itself, for...
I was going to say the students had to apologize?
No, the school was forced to apologize after 10th grade health teacher issued a very graphic sex survey to the kids.
Wait, 10th grade?
10th grade
The school teacher
decided in
they needed
in health,
a
in
sex
health,
survey.
in health, and a very graphic one at that. Apparently,
Oh no!
things like true or false questions. Here you go. Of things like I've been under the influence of alcohol or drugs while having sexual intercourse. I've
What?
had sexual intercourse with 4 or more people.
Hold on.
I've had unprotected vaginal sex.
Hold on, but was that go back to the other question?
Was
about
that at the same time?
4 or more people.
This is just true or false. There is no addition. There's no add-ons. We're not.
Yeah, but that's the question. What are they asking? Is it all at one time, or is it like
No.
your
At any time.
your bedpost notch
At any
mark?
point in time.
Oh,
Any point in
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you had unprotected vaginal sex? It's pretty graphic, honestly.
well, I haven't
considering what
because
we're
I don't have a vaginal.
Right. I don't have that orifice.
No.
I'm just saying.
So that's not me.
Not exactly. And have you participated in oral or anal?
No, I don't let them do that to me either.
It's not a thing.
No, we stayed away from it. That's
Right? You pegged that one.
yeah, we did.
Aw.
Wow. So
So glad my wife gets all these jokes.
I know
She's sitting over there just laughing her head off.
the part that I'm confused on about this
Uh-huh.
is schools, for the most part, are kind of ran by unions, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Generally.
Unions.
Uh-huh.
And usually, it's kind of the same stuff across the board. Usually, most schools, and to my knowledge, it may not be the exact same books,
Uh-huh.
but it's all very similar.
Okay, I got you.
Right?
Yeah, sure, generally.
So
yeah.
how come this one school did this and nobody else?
Probably the teacher themselves, honestly. That's
Ding.
usually how
That's
this
kind of
is.
where I'm headed to.
Mhm.
And if the teacher did it of their own volition,
Yeah, did it to these students.
then that
Which is
means
another
that's
problem.
a creepy bit of information you're trying to figure out.
It's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. Why do you need to know how promiscuous or available these children might be, unless you're hoping that you might be able to, I don't know, take advantage of that?
Well, the thing is, people were that apparently they had no option to opt out of this exercise.
See, that's a crock.
No options at all, apparently.
Yeah, it's called "Don't Do It."
Yeah, I'm getting a 0 for this course.
Yeah, no, that's how you
That's how you opt out.
You don't do it. You go to your parents immediately and say, "This is what happened," and you let mom and dad come in and handle it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they did, except for they didn't have the option to opt out, or they didn't feel that they had the option to opt out. And so, according to a family that reached out to the media, The school told students that they could opt out of the survey. However, the students were not able to leave the classroom and were asked to sit through the presentation of everything.
Oh, so the
There was-
opt out means you just didn't have to answer the questions.
Yeah, but you had to
Not-
sit there and uncomfortably while everybody else answered the questions.
Wow.
Quote, there was no opting out, even though the school claims that there was an option. One parent said, quote, the survey it should not be an option that you have that you offer minors. It should have parental consent.
No.
There's
No.
no such thing as parental consent now. You decided to let them raise your kids.
Yeah, well, no, there's that, but I'm talking about to fix this statement. No, that's not even parental consent. The
Yeah, you
fact
don't talk
is
about
that
this stuff.
there is no reason on God's green earth why a school should be bringing up this kind of information or talking about this kind of stuff to anybody's child.
Right. You shouldn't be
Period.
bringing this up anywhere.
Period.
Doesn't matter who you
I
are
don't-
or what
there-
you are.
There's no make sure the parents are okay. No, because that's kind of a rule of thumb. If you have to get the parents' consent on it, it's probably not something you need to be doing,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
they need to be being taught, or whatever.
Well, Paige is asking, how do you get an A? And
Well, depends on who answers the questions and how they answer them.
it
Really,
depends on the teacher, apparently.
Depends on the teacher.
Depends on the teacher at that point. Yep, disgruntled parents reached out to the school district with no response. Only after the local Wisconsin ABC News affiliate wrote an article about the subject did the school district actually respond. In an email, Brookfield Central Principal Brett Guzmacher
Griezmacher. Makes me
apologized.
think of makes me think of Miss Tessmacher from the original Superman with Christopher Reeve.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Tessmacher, remember?
Exactly. Yes,
That's what I
yes,
hear when I
it's
hear
good.
that. Yeah.
Well, it's Guzmacher.
Griezmacher.
Yeah.
I bet you
Apologized.
oh God, just another one more sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
With a name like that, you know he brews his own beer. Not very good.
Like Schmuckers.
With a name like Grutzmacher, you know he makes his own beer. I'm just saying,
All right,
and it's not
I'll
going to be
take it.
very good, but
It's
just
going to be bad, honestly.
it's going to be crappy.
Always lukewarm.
Yeah, and it's going to be this weird clash between like an IPA and and something.
It's going to be like a pale ale, but almost red.
Yeah,
It's going to be like a red ale, but pale.
yeah, and it's going to be have
It's
a
weird.
hint of cedar.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't because
Anyway,
he wants it for himself, not for him to share.
but anyway, he apologized. He apologized for the survey that, quote, should not have been delivered. The email cites the
Wow.
district's policy that the families play a primary role in consenting to the curriculum.
Again, that's not curriculum that the school should be teaching in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, again, as we mentioned yesterday and Steven said a second ago, that's kind of where you're at. You let the schools raise your children, and here you are.
That's how it works now.
But that's not a consenting thing. No, you're not talking to my kid about sex.
As the email reads, quote, the district recognizes the primary role of that the family plays in developing values, attitudes, and behaviors. Our role is to support the efforts of the family and facilitate the development of positive student self-esteem, a sense of personal responsibility, and the ability for students to make rational and intelligent decisions.
Yeah, but you're not teaching kids to make intelligent and rational decisions because you're teaching them what to think and not how. So
In a
how
lot
are they
of ways,
supposed to
yeah.
make rational, intelligent decisions when you're not teaching them how to think? I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, and the students are kind of skeptical because,
No.
yeah, well, it seems that they've been taught in different curriculums. They've been adding a whole bunch of controversial crap. They brought up the topic of race and politics in science classes.
that has nothing. One does not have to do with the other.
The school's English class asked them to write assignments about the NFL in response to the Black Lives Matter movement to revive that was revived after the death of George Floyd. When disgruntled parents emailed Gutzmacher, they were met with radio silence.
And this is where you pull your kid out of the school.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go into all kinds of stuff on there. Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter I wonder if a student would have gotten in trouble if he answered the question with none of your copulating business.
That's right. Well, I mean, it's true.
It
is
is
none
true.
of their business.
He has other questions that probably should be added to the list too.
Yeah. What's
Question number 1.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever have hot sexual fantasies about your sex ed teacher?
Well, it's a health teacher, not sex ed teacher.
Doesn't matter.
Same
Tomato,
thing.
tomato. Question 2. Would you like to have actual hot sex with your teacher?
Well, you know, everybody's hot for teacher.
Yeah, well, I just
You got it made.
got
Got it made.
Got it made.
They're hot for teacher.
They got hot for teacher. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I know. I would have snatched my kid out of that school so fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not the school's business to be doing this stuff. And the fact is, like you said, there was the whole NFL Black Lives Matter thing. There was all this other stuff, all these other little things they were having problems with, and you're still letting your kid go there.
Oops.
Yeah, that's on you at this point, Chief.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can be mad at them all you want to.
Yes, Dylan did say snatch.
Yeah, but
He did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good catch.
See, just because we don't bell anything anymore doesn't mean the nuggets aren't there. They're
Good one.
more,
Well
they're
done.
more, they're more like Easter eggs. You have to find them on your own.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. So
Uh-huh.
equally stupid.
Yep.
Oregon Democrats have introduced legislation that would give $123,000 in reparations to Black Oregonians over the course of their lives.
Over the course of their lives?
Their lives.
$123,000 in reparations.
Yeah. Yeah. According to a copy of the state Senate bill, the government will pay 6 figures to any person who can demonstrate that they are a descendant of American slaves and have identified as African American on legal documents.
I'm sorry. Wait.
So basically,
That there weren't a lot of records back then.
no, they're saying now. So what happened? What would have to
Yeah,
happen?
but how do you do that?
Well,
Everyone gets a 23andMe?
23andMe or Ancestry.com or whatever,
Uh-huh.
you can trace it back. If you trace it back that you have an ancestor that was a slave.
Hold on. Whoa. This is in Oregon, right?
Uh-huh.
That's on the West Coast, right?
Uh-huh.
What about Chinese?
What about them?
They were slaves.
What about them?
What about that?
No, it says identified as African.
Okay, so
American.
what about
And-
what about the Chinese slaves?
What about
and the
'em?
Chinese slave trade that happened?
What about 'em?
on the West Coast?
What about them?
What about them?
They're not African,
That's what I'm asking. What about them?
but they're Asian. They're not African.
Well, first off, they're not African American. None of them were African American. They weren't American because they were slaves.
and now most people
Normally, the
and now they're not African.
the American slaves that became freed
Became Americans.
were American after America became America. A person that was an African slave, most of them died before America became America.
Well, and
That first generation was not African
No.
American.
and even now, the most of the African Americans are not actually African. So
They're just darker skinned.
we've gone from one side to the other.
Yeah, well, that's Kathy nailed it too. What about the Irish?
Y'all,
Irish slaves, man.
That's not important. That's
it's
not important.
So the Chinese and Irish slaves, they
Because
they have no skin in the game.
Well, that you kind of touched it. The skin color is not dark enough. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
The text of the bill directs the State Department of Revenue to establish a reparations payment program with Black Oregonians, quote, who can demonstrate heritage in slavery, end quote, and provide documentation that they have identified as, quote, African American for at least 10 years. Recipients-
So hold on.
Oh, but there's more.
At least 10 years.
Yeah, recipients must reside in the state at least 2 years before the application deadline of December 31st, 2022.
Yeah. So they themselves have to be African American.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they have
But
to
you're
they,
not.
they have to claim that they are, and it has to be on
so they're from
identifying. Well, no, they have to say, like, so when you apply for a job or
Uh-huh, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
ask you what race you are,
Yeah.
they have to have, for the past 10 years at least,
Claimed.
have checked and claimed that they were African American. You know who gets to have something like this?
So Kamala Harris doesn't get to have this.
No. You know who does, though?
Who?
Rachel Dolezal.
She's but she has to also prove heritage of slavery.
Yeah, but just the whole claiming African American thing for at least 10 years is already in the bag.
Oh.
Yeah. The payment would be an annuity where recipients would receive $123,000 paid out over the course of their life plus interest.
Well, you and I both know that you can get annuities paid out immediately.
Aha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Call J.G. Wentworth.
Because it's your money and you want it now.
That's right.
Quote, or not quote, the average black man has a, it's just really good coffee. Took me away for a minute. The average black man has a lifespan of 75 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if a 30-year-old black man applies for the reparations program, he would receive a yearly payment of approximately $2,733 per year from the Oregonian government. If the recipient receives a 5% interest rate on the reparations money, then they could receive up to $2,870 per year.
No, that's
Not counting inflation and not counting...
That's not counting inflation, and it's also 5% interest is never going to happen.
No.
On an annuity.
No, dear God, no.
You're going to have a 2%
Well,
interest.
hold on.
Annuities don't have fixed interest, and they're nowhere close. It's basically like having a CD.
Yeah, but they also said that, we wouldn't be paying reparations, and here we are. So,
Well, that's the Oregon is paying reparations.
yeah, but I'm saying they, that was not a thing. Now it's a thing.
No, it
so
is a
you
thing.
think you really think that they're not going to give them that 5%?
No, they don't. They're not.
I bet you they do.
No, they're not.
Because it's an African American. I bet you.
But it's also that's 5%. What they're using 5% of that number to add in to the. No, that's not.
Yeah, because they're not going to do the
works.
5% of the 123,000. Are you out of your mind?
Well, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to compound the interest of what's currently in the annuity, not of the payment itself.
Yeah, but most African American people apparently are too stupid to know that. Or so the Oregonian government believes. I'm just saying.
This is basic math.
I
in
didn't
this
say
case.
it.
Well,
I
not
didn't-
basic math, but this is
Yeah, this is not
this
basic.
just slightly above
yeah.
basic math.
I'm just saying, the Oregonian government is trying to pander and yet still prove that they believe that people are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans estimate that an absolute maximum end of the spectrum, the state will spend $11.8 trillion in total reparation investments and would likely cause an increase in taxes.
No.
Yeah, they're going to pay it somehow. Or the Oregon Republicans fear that the legislation will cause an influx of people to move to the state in hopes of getting in on a second round of reparations.
Well, they would have to because they'd have to wait 2 years.
They believe that this would be a burden on the Oregonian taxpayers.
No.
Yeah, really
No,
weird.
I mean, come on. That would not be a burden. I mean, $2,000 a year really isn't that much, right?
Yeah, and the question is like, is there like a sunset for this? Is there a point
No.
where this...
There's no sunset for this. If they pass the
Stops?
bill, it's done.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is this a permanent thing? So this
Yeah.
means forever. For as
Forever.
long as Oregon exists.
You can go there for 2 years if you are a darker skin complexion and have claimed to be that darker skin complexion for the past 10 years, and you can find a way to figure out how to find evidence that your parents, somewhere down the line happen to have been born of slaves.
Yeah, but isn't there like a cutoff?
Nope.
Because, I mean, it goes, I don't know.
Nope.
It goes further away.
No
I think.
cutoff.
The old Biden administration has signaled that it intends to, quote, start acting now on reparations for black Americans. It is reported that the White House advisor, Cedric Richmond, said that the Biden administration supports reparations and free college tuitions to historically black college universities, also known as HBCUs.
Yay! Historically black colleges and universities getting free money.
Again, they want equality.
But they want
they want
them to be more equal.
They want to have an all-black college.
They want to be more equal.
Do you think that...
They want to segregate themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think they would be okay with it if I had an all-white college?
No, actually, that is racist.
That's racist.
That's racist.
Why is it racist?
Because it's white.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, some bitch.
Yep. Yep. It's all white. So
Quote.
that is completely racist.
Quote, we have to start breaking down systematic racism and barriers that have held people of color back, especially African Americans who were enslaved. That was Richmond said in an interview to Axios. Continued on, quote, "We have to do stuff
and things.
and things and stuff to improve the plight, status, future, and empowerment of black people all around the country." End quote. I didn't realize it was the government's responsibility to
Improve.
anybody's status.
Yeah, that's
Or
not the promoting.
future.
Well, that's not really promoting the general welfare
No.
of the nation.
Nope, it's not.
You're promoting one populace over the others.
But it's not racism. Remember, because these aren't white people.
Oh, right. It's empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The national timeline for reparations is unclear, although it appears the Biden administration plans to enact reparations under the guise of educational laws in hopes of also using free community college to all Americans.
The hope beyond hope.
A professor at Duke University, shocker,
Dang it.
published a study advocating the government to dish out 10 to 12 trillion in reparations to black households. It would average $800,000 to each black household. And advocates claim that it would close the, quote, racial wealth gap.
Can I ask a small little question?
Sure. No, go right
Just like
ahead.
the one that you were talking about with the Oregonians, is there a sunset on this? Or is this is this just for the current households in America that
No.
happen to be black? Or is this
All of them.
Or is this all of them as we continue? Because $10 to $12 trillion isn't going to do that.
No.
That'll affect the immediate ones, and then you'll have to do another bill for the
Yes.
next generation.
Yes.
Because their parents got it, so why couldn't they?
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly where it's at. It's going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. It's just in that group.
And once again, I understand it's not racist. It's not
Nope,
racist.
because they're not
It's
white.
empowerment. But you're empowering a specific group of people based on skin color alone above every other group of people based on skin color.
But remember, it's not racist. It's empowerment.
But you're putting them above everybody.
because they've been, disadvantaged and disenfranchised for so long.
Says you.
No, not says me. It says
Says
everybody.
them.
Watch the news.
Watch the news.
Listen
You know
to
the
the.
news
What do you
that
think?
lies.
What do you think the protests were all this summer?
Stupid people
No.
being stupid?
No one is listening to their voice.
Sure, no one's listening to their voice. Nobody's listened to their voice for the past 70 years, apparently.
At least that's what I learned watching Cartoon Network this past week while we were out of town.
Oh, that's what you learned from Cartoon Network. Yeah, that's usually where, Steve's Universe or whatever.
No, it was actually commercials in between.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Between what's that? Something the something
Gumballs.
Gumball and
See, I don't
Teen
watch
Titans Go.
I don't. First off, I can't stand Teen Titans Go.
I
can't stand it. I want to kill whoever made it.
I tolerate it.
No.
No,
you take a generally good cartoon, okay?
and FUBAR it. I know.
No, not only FUBAR it, you literally feed the animators crack.
That's why it's
You feed the animators crack and then say, hey, do it again.
do it again.
Do it again, but worse.
Not crack that they're on, but yeah, no, I
Sure.
got
Yeah, you tell me what it is.
it. Somebody's huffing paint out of a sock.
It's probably true, too.
But yeah, no, it's moments like now. Again, in the height of such a fantastic planning and stuff, we really should have talked to Watson about this. Being a black guy
That is
who
fantastic.
claims
Yeah.
that he's, he is of the.
Because we are so
Caucasianly
fantastic
challenged.
at planning, I'm not going to call him this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to either. I'm not going.
Well,
to
I mean,
either.
we all know that Watson's white,
yeah,
chocolate caramel.
it's fantastic.
It's a great coffee over at American Pride Roasters.
It really is.
You can get it at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com, where you can get historically great coffee.
Guaranteed to make you swallow every time you put it in your mouth.
I'm going to do that right now.
I am too. This reparations thing. They're trying, man. They're trying. They're gonna break this country one way or another.
Yeah,
One way or another.
they are. Trump sat alone in the DC marsh. Totally motionless, including his heart.
Our Oregonians cats. How many lives do they have? I don't, you got me there.
I don't know. Kamala pulled up into Lump's pajamas.
Ew. Ew. No. Hell no to the no.
Hell no. To the no. What? You didn't know who I was talking about?
Excuse me. Dee. Ain't that pretty? That's my boat.
It's your boat.
That's my ship.
That's the boat that you were on.
Yep.
It's the ship.
Sadly, it's not much left of it now.
There's no more.
No, it's in dry dock.
It has
currently.
ceased to be.
It's in dry dock. They're getting ready to turn it into paper clips.
No way.
Yeah, they were gonna make it a museum and put it out on the coast out here, but
How about a mausoleum?
This is Defenders Live.
Apparently, we actually did hit a nerve with the Teen Titans stuff.
did we?
Yeah, Stealth Jackal over there. Arm yourselves. You sock of paint, huff and creep. Hashtag Teen Titans blows. I don't disagree.
My middle son, well, he loves it.
I hate that show.
He loves that
I
thing.
hate it with a burning passion.
And I will sit on the couch, and usually here's what happens: is I'll sit up on the couch,
Yep.
and I'll pop the recliner, and he'll get up next to me, and he'll pop his side of the recliner.
Sure.
and
Yeah.
We'll put a big pillow in between us, and we'll share a blanket.
And then he'll watch the shows.
He'll watch the show, and I'll pass the hell out. It's usually what happens.
That sounds good, though.
That's usually how it goes. Again, it's one of those. I'm the type of person. Okay, I'm the type of person who can take things and appreciate them for what they are.
Yep.
Without being, sometimes without being a.
It depends on what it is, really.
It does, but without being a purist.
Okay.
Okay.
I get you. Okay.
So
okay.
I agree
All
with
right.
you. Teen Titans Go is garbage.
God awful.
Horrible.
Terrible.
However, if you remove it from the purist viewpoint and don't look at it from,
It's
I
still
remember
trash.
Teen Titans, it's not as bad.
But it's still trash.
It's still bad, but it's not
still
as
oof.
bad.
It's still trash.
It's more palatable. You can swallow it easier.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. You know.
If you just remove it from the purist section of your mind,
But it's what they're doing to all these cartoons
makes
and
it
stuff
easier
now.
to swallow.
It is. That's what they're doing to all these cartoons and things, though. Look what they did to Toucan Sam.
Oh, I know.
And they not only changed the way he looked, but he changed his voice, too.
Change the way he acts, change the whole deal.
Like,
It's terrible.
It's still like they changed. They had to change the Frosted Flakes tiger because the guy died. I understand.
Tony the
that.
Tiger, I
Yeah,
mean,
Tony
yeah.
the Tiger. Thank
Tony,
you.
yeah.
When that guy died, I understand it. You had to make some changes. There was no reason to change the Toucan Sam. And so now I'm worried about what they're going to do to the Lucky Charms guy.
Yeah,
Because that could go south real quick.
that could go south
Real quick.
It could. It could.
The fact that it's still going, those are the only three character cartoons that are still, or the cartoon, not cartoon, but animated serial characters that are still running.
Yeah,
Right?
because nobody cares that
like tricks.
Irish are quote unquote. It's being racist to portray Irish. If you're going to be racist about it, Irish is also portraying that way is not good.
No.
Because that's not what they're like. And tiger is a tiger is a tiger.
That's what they say.
Tiger by any stripes.
Yeah. Stealth Jackal says you could put lipstick on a pig. I know, I got it. I'm just saying.
Oops.
I got it.
Yeah.
I get you.
Uh-huh.
It's not the greatest thing.
It's never good.
Nothing that comes out of Cartoon Network is great anymore.
No, it's all pretty
They're
bad.
all crap.
It's all pretty bad.
But
yeah.
just
So,
saying.
there's a lot of things that are bad, like this.
Coming weeks, we will issue further guidance on what you can and cannot do once fully vaccinated.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought that was up to the CDC.
No, it's apparently up to the president now.
No. I thought it was up to the CDC.
No, it's up to the president now.
To lessen the confusion, to keep people safe, and encourage more people to get vaccinated. And finally, fifth, and maybe most importantly, I promise I will do everything in my power. I will not relent until we beat this virus. But I need you.
That's creepy.
That was
That's
creepy.
the
Like
way that he leans forward and the whole deal with it is just
need you.
I need you.
You know how long it's been since
Need you.
No, you know how long it's been since I've sniffed a little girl. I need you.
Since you left me and I see you with another girl.
Please come back to me.
The American people, I need you. I need every American to do their part. And that's not hyperbole. I need you.
This sounds like a really bad love story, like a love letter. I need you, baby. Please come back.
Baby, come back.
Don't leave me.
Any other fool could see.
I can't live my life without you.
I've been wrong.
I need you, baby.
And I just can't live without you.
I need you to get vaccinated when it's your turn and when you can find an opportunity.
Hell no.
And to help your family, your friends, your neighbors get vaccinated as well.
Hell no.
Because here's the point. If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day.
Hold on.
There's a good chance.
Didn't he just say like a week or two ago? Or didn't it come out like a week or two ago that
Yeah.
and it might be even longer than that. I don't know. Every time he speaks, it sounds painful and makes me want to shove a straw through my skull.
You could be like
right
that
through
turtle.
my eardrum, just whoop. But didn't he say that this was probably more likely, even when they were rolling out the vaccine and everything else?
Yeah. He said it's going to be at least a year before we can get
it's going
anything.
to probably be at least 2022 before.
Yep.
No more masks before the gathering, before any bit of normalcy comes
Anything
back.
comes back, yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
And now he's trying to, it might be July 4th and you might be able to get. Newsflash.
You might be a dumbass.
I'm going to recommend to everybody else because this is what I'm doing. I'm going to do what I want to. 4th of July.
If I want to do
If
something.
I'm off, yes. If I'm off, if I can make the arrangements, if I could, I'm having a barbecue. I'm having people over. I'm not asking for anybody's permission. I'm not doing the 6 feet thing. I don't care if you've been vaccinated. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you wear a mask. I don't care if you don't. I don't care. I'm done.
You don't care?
I'm done.
He doesn't care.
You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. Excuse me. Huh? Touche.
Exactly. That's the point.
That's kind of the
whole
point.
deal here.
That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean
No.
small groups will be able to get together.
Small
groups. You mean like church where people can't gather together in
No,
small
that's not
groups?
the same thing.
And they still haven't been able to gather together in
Not the
small
same
groups.
thing.
Like you can't go to small groups at all
No.
right now. It's not a thing.
After this long, hard year,
He knows a lot about being having
Long,
something long and hard.
hard
that will make this Independence Day something truly special.
No,
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
Because the point of Independence Day is to remember the fact that we are a free country, that 1776, we declared ourselves a free nation from the grips and the power of the British Empire.
Right.
And now
You want to claim that we're not a free nation.
yeah, we're not, because we're slaves to our current government, namely to this douchebag. I had a various other ideas I was going to call him, but I'm like, no, we'll just leave it here.
Just leave it there. Yeah.
This guy,
This guy.
that guy right there.
where we not only mark our independence as a nation, but we begin to mark our independence from this virus.
Hold on, you can't. It's a
I
virus.
thought we were told that it's never going away.
It's a virus. There's diseases and sickness and virus everywhere. They didn't do this for Ebola. They don't do it for malaria. They don't do this for anything else. Why now? Well, we know why, because they used it to help steal an election, and they have to double down on all this stuff because it has to show that it's, you know what I mean? They have to start showing that it has some bit of reality, because if they
Right.
just dropped it, then everybody would be, oh, you did use it to rob the election.
And that's yes.
And that's a yes.
Oh, wait, hold
wrong
on,
one.
hold on.
Yeah, you moved it.
I didn't try to.
But to get there, we can't let our guard down. This fight is far from over.
For order?
Far from murder.
Far from order.
It's far from murder.
Oh, somebody needs to charge his batteries. He's starting to run dry.
Yep.
I told the woman in Pennsylvania, I'll tell
Why were you talking to women in Pennsylvania?
you the truth. On July 4th, with your loved ones, is the goal.
Okay.
It's July 4th with your loved ones.
Whose goal is that? Hold on.
That's his goal.
That's
apparently.
his goal?
He wants to be.
He wants
July 4th to be with your loved ones.
That's what I was going to say. He wants
Yeah.
to be with my loved ones on July 4th.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well,
Your loved ones.
that's his
Or
goal.
actually,
and that's fine.
Actually, that woman in.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania,
that's fine.
her loved ones.
That's fine. He has a good goal, and that's fine. I will be with my loved ones. I don't have a goal.
That's not a goal.
It's
That's
gonna.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just normal. That's called being a family.
Yeah. So
But a goal, a lot can happen. Conditions can change. The scientists have made clear.
hold on. No, don't bring scientists into this. No, don't. Oh, I'm starting to get pissed now.
Yeah,
You don't start this whole thing off by going, well, we're going to make the decisions about all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah.
go, well, scientists said. No.
Scientists have made this clear.
Either you're running this show or they are.
So which is it?
Oh
Which is
my
it?
God.
That things may get worse again as new variants of the virus spread. And we've got work to do to ensure that everyone has confidence in the safety and effectiveness of all three vaccines.
The safety and effects.
If you were not fear mongering, people would have confidence. If you weren't
Yeah.
lying, people would have confidence.
Everyone should have confidence in the safety and the.
Exactly.
So my message to you is this.
The message is
This.
what does that mean?
Listen to Dr. Fauci.
No,
The
right.
most distinguished and trusted voices in the world. He's assured us the vaccines are safe. They underwent rigorous scientific review.
Hold
he
on.
really is not able to read this thing
No,
anymore.
he's not.
He's starting to squint really
He's
bad.
checking out quick, fast, and in a
He
hurry.
is not catching on.
No, but
you're not supposed. Okay, well, hold on. With the teleprompter, we talked about this. That teleprompter is set for your specific visual preference.
Yes. How well you
It
can
is set
see
as far away or as close you
Yep.
need it. It is basically right there. As long as it's not blocking your face from the camera, they can set it wherever you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And they can make a bigger one if you need it.
They can make the print bigger. They can do all this stuff.
He's squinting.
Yeah. I don't trust Dr. Fauci. Did it? No.
No.
The man has never been accurate and forthcoming about any of this stuff.
I know they're safe.
Oh, you do?
Vice President Harris and I know
Vice President
God,
Harrison.
he is starting to fail.
Harrison.
they're safe. That's why we got the vaccine publicly in front of cameras, so for the world to see, so you could see us do it.
We don't know what was in those
In
syringes.
weeks.
We don't know what was going on.
We don't know what was in those syringes, and many people have seen video of people not really getting the vaccines.
Or getting a shot that was blank.
Yeah, or getting nothing actually shoved into them and then squirted across, a
A
yard.
parking lot.
Yeah,
The rest gets squirted out somehow.
it does. It's how
I mean,
can
when
I
you're
like-
shooting blanks into somebody's arm and then you just shoot out the rest in the yard, that's really unprofessional.
It's just a waste.
It's such a waste.
But my thought on all this is like, why? How can you sit there and say it's been rigorously tested?
No, he didn't say rigorously
did.
tested. He said rigorously.
No, like, apparently he's trying to audition for the new Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He's going to be the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Excuse me, mate.
Hey.
Going rigorously.
Don't you understand, mate? Savvy. That's where he's
Chevy.
that's where he's headed for.
Yeah.
No, but you can't say it's rigorously tested when it's been less than a year. But, year after year, literally billions of dollars are donated to cancer research, and that's not been anywhere.
Oh, that's nowhere.
And-
I forgot.
and-
Didn't he say that he was going to get rid of cancer?
I don't know.
Yeah, as a VP, I'm pretty sure that he was put on the
On the anti-cancer task
on
force, or
the
what?
cancer elimination task force or whatever it was called
However
at the time.
How's that working out for you, Joe?
Well, he doesn't need it anymore. It's just what it is.
It is what it is. Kevin Hutchins over Twitter. They had to change Tony the Tiger because the guy died. Did the cartoonist forget what he looked like?
Yes.
Well, no. Part of it was they went digital. It
Oh,
went
that
from
is true, yeah.
He went when the
They
guy
got rid of
died.
the
They just
film and they went-
revitalized
yeah,
everything.
did the
and-
whole deal.
yeah, and they made him digital instead of
Mm-hmm.
3D rendering instead of a cartoon.
Right. Stealth Jackal over there on the Twitters as well. Obama sounds like a reverse mortgage commercial.
I know, right? Or one of those not AARP ones, but close. The elderly guy comes on there talking about you will not be refused over 75. That guy.
Yeah,
that guy. And yes, you're more than welcome to come hang out with us for the 4th.
That's fine.
Come
We're
on
good.
down.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're the next contestant.
Kevin Hutchins, you're not the boss of me. It's my cookout, and I'll grill if I want to. Grill if I want to.
Grill if I want to.
You would grill too if it happened to you.
That's right. That's how we do this. So, in related news, the National Park Service has rejected the state of South Dakota's request to shoot off fireworks at Mount Rushmore in celebration of Independence Day this year,
Why?
saying such a display is not safe and citing objections from the Native American tribes.
What Native American tribes are complaining? Like, seriously, it's never been a complaint by any of them before.
Well, there might have been.
There hasn't been.
There might have been.
And how is it not safe?
The Hill reports Friday that the NPS regional director, Herbert Frost,
Oh, there's your first mistake, Herbert.
Frost, informed South Dakota Tourism Secretary Jim Hagan in a letter that the NPS is unable to grant requests to have fireworks at the Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Quote, potential risk to the park itself and the health and the safety of employees and visitors associated with the fireworks demonstration continue to be a concern and are still being evaluated as a result of the 2020 event. In addition, the park's many tribal partners expressly opposed fireworks at the memorial.
That's a lie, and we know it's a lie. And I would, if I was the, not the Herbert guy, the Hagen fella.
The Hagans.
Yeah, if I was the Hagans, I would take this to like the rest of the state at least.
To the rest of South Dakota.
The rest of South Dakota, the other 65 people, and say, hey, this is what we're being told. We can't have fireworks. And I guarantee you most of them would all pool their money and make their own damn thing and just kind of have this giant middle finger to them.
Well, he also added that these factors, and I quote, compiled with the COVID-19 pandemic, do not allow a safe and responsible fireworks display to be held at the site.
I'm telling you, I'm about to start leading a whole bunch of people in what's the thing when
A march?
civil disobedience.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm about to start doing.
About to start doing it?
Yeah.
Just everybody, no masks?
Yeah. I mean, I did tonight when we went to go have Mexican.
Well, I mean, tonight's the night.
Tonight is the night.
In
Yes.
reaction, yeah.
Hold on.
What,
yes.
What?
Stealth
What?
Jackhole. Herbert. No. somebody coming around here talking about fireworks.
Very, very true.
I know.
It's respectable.
Oddly enough, the character is actually more of a Joe Biden guy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't sound like Joe Biden.
Sniffing the hairs and all the rest of it. In reaction, a spokesman for the South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem told the outlet that the governor is, quote, going to do everything in her ability to ensure that we can celebrate America's birthday with fireworks at Mount Rushmore.
You just do it.
Just do it.
You just do it. It's your state.
I'm going to just do it.
You know what? I just screw them. Like, I understand if they're enduring an actual drought and, you know, the possibility of fires and jungles. I got all that, and you still take precautions and do whatever. But this whole, no, we're not going to do it because we need small groups. You're outside.
Yep.
Shut up.
Oh, and this just in from the Babylon Bee. Lowly peasants approach Biden's throne begging for permission to celebrate Independence Day this year.
Please, sir, it would be a great honor if we could turn around and have, you know, grill up some hamburger, take chunks of cow flesh and burn it over a flame with, you know, the remnants of pigs and throw that onto a flame. Please, sir, we would desperately love to have that.
Please,
with our
sir, can I
friends.
have another?
With a spark. May we please have a sparkler? That's all we're asking for.
All I want is a Roman candle, sir.
Can we have the pops? You know, you throw them on the ground and it goes the little things. Can we have those? How about a pinwheel? Can we have a pinwheel? You know, maybe a kazoo.
Something.
Oh.
I would like a whistler.
How about a black cat? Can they do that?
Can we do that? Any of those?
Or not the? Is that the one? No, not the black cat. What's the one that you light it on fire and it turns into like the worm?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. It was the black cat.
Is that what
for
that
it. Yeah,
is?
it was black cat,
Okay, it's
yeah.
been a while that I've had that one.
The
yeah,
devil or the devil snake.
yeah, you light it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. That's you know, can we have those at least?
Those
Can
are
we-
cool.
Can we have a smoke bomb or something?
Maybe one.
Can we clap our hands real loud? Good dear God, is there anything we could do?
No.
I love like, and going back to that little speech that he did a second ago, am I the only person that felt like he was, you know, kind of like a dad or a stepdad trying to be like, no, I'm only doing this because I care about you, blah, 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 blah. And you know, deep down, you're just being a douche.
Yep. You see those same Native American people that are upset about the Mount Rushmores. Fireworks display are also just generally upset about Mount Rushmore. They want the faces that are carved in the rocks to be dismantled. They want them gone.
Why?
Because.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for respecting
No problem.
the authority that comes from because.
Gotcha. No, I mean, it's, again, I don't know why I didn't think about that, but you're right. I mean, because Stealth Jackal over on Twitter, hashtag arm yourselves. Imagine a time when we would celebrate Independence Day by actually being independent.
All you need is Twilight Zone in the background.
I know.
Imagine a time
Come with me, if you will, to a time and place.
when we could celebrate Independence Day by actually being independent.
A land that says they're free and actually are.
A place where you can speak your mind and carry your guns with you.
That you can have differences and not worry about being treated like an outcast.
Come with me to the Twilight Zone. That's sad, but that's true. At this point,
I've already been doing that nostalgic stuff for the past year.
I know, but that's
Watching shows that are even like a year or 2 years old, or going back to like, you know, Friends era.
days of yore.
The 90s and the early 2000s, and like, I remember when you can do that. I remember when you can say that. I remember when jokes were funny and people weren't sensitive.
Yeah.
You know how you fix a lot of the sensitivity these people have is you get preparation H.
That generally does fix it.
It does. It takes away the sensitivity.
And the itch.
The itching, the cracking, the burning.
Yeah, the bleeding sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the bleeding too.
But I mean, that's a minor detail, I think. I think, yeah.
It cools you. It cools you.
It does.
It's cooling to the touch.
It has a cooling, effervescent sensation.
It makes you feel just.
It makes you feel like you're skiing in the Alps. Oh wait,
Right.
that's a
No,
pepper,
that's-
York
no,
peppermint patty. I'm
peppermint
sorry.
patties. It's. I mean, pepper is kind of in the name ish for both.
Yeah, it does feel painful, but at the same time,
It burns in a cold way.
I don't know. I just.
Yep.
Adam W. Johnson, can we play loud recordings of gunfire and yell "pop smoke" and throw out a green smoke bomb?
Pop smoke.
Make it sound like actual warfare.
Charlie's got me. Charlie's got me.
See, now all I think about is Major Payne.
That's awesome.
Choo, choo. Okay.
I know exactly where you're going with that. Too.
I know. Yeah. Such a classic. You can't play that movie anymore either. So we're gonna finish this hour out with a story on resourcefulness,
Resourcefulness. You say.
using your brain,
to get what you want.
thinking about the end goal.
Yeah, having a few steps ahead.
Yeah, thinking down the road. Thank you. A Texas man drove a BMW loaned to him from a dealership to rob a bank before heading back to the dealership to use the stolen money as a down payment on the exact vehicle that he borrowed.
So he took a loan to get a loan.
Yeah. And now he's been sentenced to 20 years in a federal prison.
But at least he has a new Beamer.
Yeah. Eric Dion Warren, who is 50, pled
Hold
guilty.
on.
Uh-huh.
Dion Warren.
Yeah. You're thinking Dion Warwick.
Is it Warwick?
It's Warwick.
Okay, all right. But I'm still saying it's close.
I know.
It's close.
It's your illegitimate younger brother.
Yeah.
Pled guilty to bank robbery on last August, and on Tuesday was handed the maximum sentence of his crime, according to the Department of Justice.
Ooh.
Court documents show that in June of 2019, Warren was finalizing the purchase of a black BMW from an auto shop in Lubbock, Texas. I used to live there. I grew up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, until I was 6. Anyway, when he took the vehicle out for a test drive, he then allegedly drove the vehicle to AIM Bank in Wolfforth,
That's a name. Texas.
Texas. So it's a hard one to say if you're not used to it.
Yeah, sure.
Once there, he entered the bank, approached one of the tellers, placing a paper bag from a fast food restaurant on the counter, along with a note of demands. Quote, "This is an effing robbery. Play with me and die. I want 10,050s
And hundreds.
and hundreds. Now you got 1 minute or I will kill you," the note allegedly read. Actually, it didn't read it. It had it wrote on there, and
It was
they
written.
read it.
Yeah.
Quote, "I ain't playing around. I want hundreds and 50s,
Mm-hmm.
end quote. And this is Warren said as he pulled out what appeared to be a handgun.
Oh, just one?
Yeah. After the teller
Texas.
gave Warren the money,
Uh-huh.
which included strapped $20 bills with recorded serial numbers. Kind of forgot about that part.
Yeah, I didn't think
He
about that.
reportedly fled the scene, warning the teller to not push any buttons.
Don't push my buttons.
After 15 minutes, Warren arrived back at the dealership in Lubbock.
Okay.
And according to official testimony, literally started waving the cash he had just illegally obtained at employees. He eventually entered the dealership's finance office and attempted to purchase the car using $3,000 cash as down payment. But it wasn't long before Warren's scheme began to fall apart. While he was at the finance office, an employee at the dealership was tipped off of a bank robbery and matched the vehicle's description to one of the dealerships had been loaned to Warren.
Oh, wow. That's
The-
amazing.
It is. It's weird how it works out that way. The employee then alerted law enforcement, and just like that, Warren's plot was foiled.
Foiled, you say?
I do say. The Justice Department noted that Warren was found in possession of cash in excess of $5,000, the strapped $20 bills, the demand note, and a painted pellet gun which resembled a real handgun.
You didn't even have a real gun.
No. So there you go.
Armed robbery with a pellet gun.
I mean, you have to give the guy credit for thinking.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to either.
No.
This hour is brought to you by American Pride Roasters. Coffee, go to American. So there you go. And we're back again. Everything's registering like it should.
That's good.
Sorry. I don't know what happened. It fell out,
You did a bad thing.
but it will be back in another hour. And this time, no more issues or falling out.
Right.
I'll keep it zipped up, I promise. I don't know.
The heck did you do?
I don't know. I literally
Like, you boom,
I-
hit the table
like,
and
no,
something fell.
I did. You're the one that didn't plug
What
it
are you
up.
talking about? It was completely working. That means it had to be plugged in all the way. That's how this works.
Yeah, but there's no way that I hit the table that hard to dislodge it out of the back of the computer.
Whatever.
I am not. I may have some talents, but I am not that talented.
Whatever. Apparently, he can dislodge things and let them fall out. Oh. Technical difficulties. Gotta love it.
I don't know what happened. I really don't.
I really don't either. Whatever. No, there'll be a blank spot for about a minute because of that.
I don't care.
In the video, you'll see like everything getting flipped up and down and like.
The hell?
What's going on? All the sound just died.
We got kicked.
That's fine.
They're finally pulling our syndication. Oh.
No, you pulled the cord out.
Dylan's got big feet.
Excuse me while I whip this out. Look. He's getting embarrassed over here, I'm just saying.
No, I'm not.
Just because your feet are as big as clowns.
Too bad I have nothing to back it up with.
Back to back it up.
Yeah, but they have holes in them.
He's got holy socks. It just means you know he doesn't use it for any ulterior motives.
I seriously do need to go buy another pack of socks.
I just did.
Why? There's a certain pair I get because I'm weird like that. I
Yeah.
have to go buy more. Baby, come back. Any other fool
Could see I was wrong, and I just can't live without you.
Baby, come back.
Big man. Oh no. It's a fugazi.
Baby, come back.
Oh God. Courage, the cowardly dog. Nobody?
No.
No? You weren't up for the Courage, the Cowardly Dogs?
His friend got hit by a car.
And he's sitting there trying to
He's helping him.
trying to catch that Pidgey.
Gotta catch them all.
Pokemon is dangerous.
I love it. There you go.
All right, 30 seconds. We'll be back in.
get you. I'll never get you. I'll never get you. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready bleeding. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
The peak of professionalism. Defenders Live.
Yeah, that's what we're all about here. If we were any more professional, we would be in
Actually-
a Borders bookstore.
Right. Well, we definitely wouldn't be in an Amazon.
No, I'm telling you, like,
There's some things that I like about them, but there's a couple things I don't like about the Amazons.
I'm getting really irritated with this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
The
man.
double standard, all of it is just getting so painful.
Yeah, the digital book burnings and
Because I
all
don't.
the rest
Here's
of it.
like I don't mind. Okay, I do mind, but I wouldn't mind as much if they were at least consistent. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're at least consistent,
Consistency is a good thing to have. Yes.
because I trust people who are douchey across the board more than I do people who fake it.
Is
and
that because
half
you
it.
know what to expect from them?
Exactly.
That's true.
That's exactly what it is. Amazon will no longer sell books that suggest that transgenderism or other sexual identities or orientations may possibly indicate mental illness.
So they will no longer sell psychological books on, like what do you call it? What's the one book that you get that has all the psychological disorders? And
The
stuff?
MD5 or something like
Yeah,
that.
whatever
yeah.
it is. Yeah. So they won't sell that anymore
No.
because that's actually something that people need.
Yeah. No, I know. Again, it's so much easier to just go, no, it's not a mental illness and try and change it because, you find out that it's profitable and you can
Right,
find
right,
ways to manipulate and guilt people. The company announced the move in response to Republican lawmakers' request for more information as to why the online marketplace yanked the sale of Orion T. Anderson's 2018 book, Why Harry Became Sally, responding to the transgender movement.
That was a amazing book, apparently.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We
what we hear.
can't read it now.
Right.
The book, which previously sat on the retailer's bestseller list, can no longer be purchased on the site, even through third-party sellers.
Huh.
Uh-huh. You know what you can still buy, though?
What you can.
Mein Kampf.
But that's like literally, it's called, which is my struggle.
Yeah.
Talking about Adolf Hitler's struggle, trying to kill everybody.
Yeah, basically his justification for
For killing all
for concentration
the
camps and
Holocaust.
for the Holocaust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
That's
and
just-
not racist, by the way.
But it is.
In a letter sent to Republican Senator Josh Hawley, Marco Rubio of Florida, Mike Lee of Utah, and Mike Braun of Indiana, the company said, quote, as a bookseller, we provide our customers with access to a variety of viewpoints, including books that some customers may find objectionable.
Yeah, usually
Except
they're
for this
porn.
one.
Usually it's porn.
Amazon works hard, to ensure customers have a great shopping experience and access to the widest and most diverse cross-section of written, spoken word in retail today.
While that is true,
It's not true because they just are getting rid of everything that is not what they agreed to.
that's right.
Quote, we reserve the right to not sell certain content. All retailers make decisions about what selections they choose to offer, as do we.
Okay, that's fine. Once again, your company, your business. But you basically have the market cornered on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to call those shots when you, like you said, you have the monopoly on it all. The letter added, quote, as to your specific question about when Harry became Sally, we have chosen not to sell books that frame the LGBTQ plus identity as a mental illness.
Okay, well, it's not framing lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and questioning as mental illnesses. It's talking specifically about the transgendered people who technically, if you go by the standards of LGBTQ, is against LGBTQ. because LGBTQ all goes to the idea that
There's more than two.
Well, no, actually, there's only two, but you just don't know what you prefer. Whereas trans literally says, I am changing my physical body
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
to represent an idea of what I think the other gender is.
yeah, the L, the G, the B, and the Q have to do with your preference as to what you are interested in, as
Yes.
to what turns you on or
Right.
whatever.
The T is specifically about what you're going to do to yourself.
Yeah, and that actually shouldn't be able to be applied.
Right.
In a statement on the move, author Anderson tweeted, quote, Amazon has finally responded. Everyone agrees that gender dysphoria is still a serious condition that causes great suffering. There is a debate, however, which Amazon is seeking to shut down, and how the best to treat patients who experience gender dysphoria.
Okay, because gender dysphoria is still a thing in science, and it's still a thing in psychiatry and psychology. Once again,
Well, it is, but
are they getting rid of every psychology book that has a diagnosis that has any sort of information on gender dysphoria?
yeah, but no, they're getting rid of it. It's no longer being called gender dysphoria. They're getting rid of it. It doesn't count as a. There it is. The Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders.
Yeah.
Gender dysphoria, Anderson explains, this is a quote, is listed in the AP's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, which Amazon does sell.
Oh, they still sell it.
They do. So the deciding factor seems to be whether you endorse, hormones and surgery as the proper treatment or counseling.
Okay.
Amazon appears to have never read my book, but relied on hit pieces. As I pointed out before, please quote the passage where I call them mentally ill. You can't quote that passage because it doesn't exist, end quote.
Yeah, but it's implied.
Doesn't matter. He didn't say it.
Well, it's implied.
He didn't say it.
That's right. Actually, the APA's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders says it.
Mm-hmm. For now. They're going to change that. Just
Well,
just as quick as Fauci flops on masks and
see,
social
this
gatherings.
This is another time where we should have brought Izzo on.
Why? Because he's questioning? Is there something?
Never mind.
I thought that was decided.
This was a good joke. You let it run.
I did. Well, no, I tried taking it a different way.
He's a bit too cheeky for it.
Ew. Ew. No. Damn it. That's no.
The visual acuity here.
And there's a song I'm trying to think of, and I can't remember how it goes.
Blue Moon.
No. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to mix two different songs because I was doing the lights one, the lights. And
Yeah. When the lights
go down in the city.
one?
That was the melody and the wording I was using, but my brain kept saying moon in there, and I'm like, that's not right.
Nope.
Anyway, according to the Wall Street Journal's Jeffrey Tuckenberg, the company's decision comes as the, quote, nation's largest tech platforms are under increased scrutiny regarding the decision they make over which content is acceptable, end quote. I love how you can sit there and try and go, well, we're going to be, diverse, and it's all this stuff available, and blah, 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
But it's not really diverse because we don't want opposing opinions
Mm-hmm.
to what we have. And this is just the beginning. They're going to start taking off all kinds of junk like that. If you're going to do it to this, you're going to start doing it to people who don't believe in climate change. You're going to start doing it to people who, hell, you might even get to the point where if you don't believe that the earth is flat. Because the earth is flat, right?
Of
I
course.
mean-
Obviously.
Allegedly, this had been solved hundreds of years ago.
Right. Right.
But apparently those guys are morons that didn't know anything.
Oh, hey, you know that the center of the galaxy
Is us.
is Earth, right?
It is.
Earth is the center of the
It is,
galaxy.
and we're flat. Everything else around us, every other celestial body is a perfect sphere and is a circle, and we're not. We're
Right.
the only ones that are a two-dimensional circle.
And you know that the Milky Way galaxy is actually just saying Milky Way twice, right? That's actually a true thing.
Oh my God, really?
That's a true thing. Galaxy actually means like the Milky Way or the Milky Path, because they looked up in the sky and the traditional language is like, oh, it's kind of milky out there. You got this weird formations of stars that kind of look cloud-like, so it looks milky out there. It's not perfect. That's how they came up with the word galaxy.
I didn't know
Galaxy means Milky Way.
So
We live in the Milky Way, and every other galaxy out there is the whatever Milky Way. Yes.
wow.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome for that.
Learn something new every day.
If we're gonna take it that far, we're gonna take it that far.
Yeah. So thanks Amazon.
Yep.
Just one more reason why I'm considering getting rid of you,
Yeah.
or at least the
that portion.
the services. Yeah.
Certain
Like at this
services.
point, I'm just like, you know what? Why? I there are other products and household things and stuff that I need and use and will get from them, and that's fine. But that's as far as my support's going to go. And you consider and go, well, we can offer you these services for free because you already have us as No, thank you. I don't want your controlling crap. I don't need you telling me what I can and can't read.
So Twitter has filed a motion.
They have.
Yeah, they filed a motion to dismiss a lawsuit from a minor who claims that the social media platform refused to remove child pornography that featured him and another 13-year-old, citing its immunity under the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Quote, Congress recognized the inherent challenge of large-scale global content moderation for platforms, including the potential for liability based on a platform's allegedly knowledge of offensive content if it chose to try to screen out the material but was unable to root out all of it. That came from Twitter's legal team, who states in a motion of dismissal filed on Wednesday with the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. Quote, hoping to encourage platforms to engage in moderation of offensive content without risking incurring potential ruinous legal costs. In 1996, Congress enacted the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, granting platforms like Twitter broad immunity from legal claims arising out of the failure to remove content. Well, but once again, this goes to the whole point of that you're saying that you're not a publisher. That's how you get around this.
Well, I have a question. And again,
Okay.
I'm not a smart person. I don't
Sure,
know
right.
law.
Yeah.
This is all just my my humble opinion.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So they can't remove child
Oh, no, they're not
porn.
responsible to remove it.
No. Okay. But however you want to word it, they're not responsible, whatever, for removing child porn from their platform. But they have no problems whatsoever removing people and tweets and things like that are of the political or social nature that they don't agree to.
Of course, that's easier to track.
No, it's not. Because you know how many more tweets there are as opposed to the videos that's used? I'm just
Given
saying.
the Twitter alleged liability here rests on its failure to remove content from its platform, dismissal of the complaint with prejudice is warranted on this ground alone. That's what Twitter argues. The 17-year-old plaintiff, a victim of sex trafficking, identified as John Doe, because he is a minor, allegedly in the lawsuit filed in January that Twitter refused to take down pornographic images and video of him and another teen that surfaced in 2019 because Twitter, quote, didn't find a violation of our policies in those videos.
The fact that they're underage and, the fact that they're minors.
The fact that they're showing porn on Twitter.
I mean, that...
I'm sorry. Well, that's kind of a thing, man.
I mean,
It is.
If you're going, but
It
I'm saying,
is,
but-
unless it's locked behind something that keeps kids away from it and stuff like that.
Well, no, and I'm with you on that one. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to allow that as a whole, then you have to be responsible for everything that comes with it,
just like Pornhub,
including the sex trafficking that they're
Just like
facilitating.
Pornhub.
Yeah, just like the child porn, all that stuff. That now falls on you. If you're going to
Yeah.
allow it to be there, then you take responsibility for it.
let's put it like this: Pornhub is YouTube of porn.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically they would also be considered under this Communication Decency Act,
Which means theoretically, then you should be able to throw up,
because
child
Pornhub,
porn, and it wouldn't matter.
right? Because Pornhub isn't the place that actually publishes it. They just have a platform where other people can push their videos.
Yeah. So it's not their responsibility.
It's not their responsibility, and yet Pornhub just got hit,
Yeah, they did.
almost destroyed.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. On the back end.
Repeatedly.
With quite a long shaft.
Oh, it's a giant mess. They're still cleaning up. Anyway, I love how they say it doesn't violate their policies, but say anything even remotely against what somebody says, or even perceived to be against what they think is right, and you'll be gone so daggone fast it'll make your head spin.
Yeah, see, the lawsuit accuses Twitter of benefiting from child sex trafficking, failing to report known child sex abuse material, knowingly distributing child pornography, intentionally distributing non-consensual shared pornography, and possessing child pornography, among other complaints. All of these complaints are technically true. They're all technically true at this point.
I don't at this point. I don't know what to do. Like everything,
You can't have both sides of the coin, right? You're either a publisher, and so you are responsible for everything that gets put on your site, which means that you edit and you take away, and you are in control of what people see and what people don't see, which is what you do currently as it sits. That's what you do, Twitter. Or you allow everybody to post everything, and you just let it go.
Yeah. And they've had websites that do that, and then they got mad and made them.
And they got them kicked off of every platform, no demand.
Yeah. Again, consistency would go so well.
It'd be nice.
So far. if you
Consistency
just-
is a good thing. You should have it.
You should. It would be
Right.
very helpful.
See, the case ultimately, this is
This is part
an
of
motion
it.
to dismiss. Twitter said a plaintiff appears to have suffered an appalling problems, at the hands of the sex traffickers, but denies culpability of the images and videos that shared on its platform. He said the case ultimately does not seek to hold those perpetrators accountable for the suffering they inflicted on the plaintiff. Rather, this case seeks to hold Twitter liable because a compilation of that explicit video, the videos, was years later posted by others on Twitter's platform. And although Twitter did not remove the content, it allegedly did not act quickly enough. Twitter recognizes that. Regrettably, plaintiff is not alone in suffering this kind of exploitation, but such perpetrators by such perpetrators on the internet. For this reason, Twitter is deeply committed to combating child sex exploitation content on its platform. And while Twitter strives to prevent the proliferation of child sex exploitation, it is not infallible. But mistakes or delays do not make Twitter a knowing participant in the sex trafficking venture, as plaintiffs here are alleged. Plaintiff does not and cannot allege, as he must, that Twitter ever had any actual connection to these perpetrators or took any part in their crimes. Thus, even and accepting all of plaintiffs' allegations as true, there is no legal basis for holding Twitter liable for the perpetrators' despicable acts.
Wow. Did you
Let me replace
Did you
this.
catch that real fast though?
Let me replace this. Hold
Even
on.
accepting all of plaintiff's allegations as true.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna replace.
You're now trying to say that the kid made all this up?
No,
That's
no,
what
yeah.
that says.
Yeah, saying that he made
Even if it
everything
was
up
all
against Twitter.
true, even if everything he says is true for what he had to go through and everything that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
that there is no legal basis for holding Twitter liable for the perpetrators' despicable acts.
Okay,
That's
So,
jacked up.
yeah. Okay, here you go. Even accepting that all the plaintiff's allegations are true, there is no legal basis for holding Pornhub liable for the perpetrators' despicable acts.
I mean, you're right.
I don't want to compare it to Pornhub, but I have to at this point because that's the other platform that has been destroyed. And well, I'm not. saying
As far
that-
as
well,
porn
yeah,
can go.
right? As far as porn can go, that got into some major hot water. I'll say it that way. Got into some major hot water over child sex.
Yeah. And I mean, and they're right. Just because it didn't come down quicker, air quotes, doesn't mean that they are, responsible or they're saying it's okay.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. That's absolutely true. But I thought that people at large, these big corporations, these progressives, these leftists, all of these things, I thought that,
They were bigger than this?
I thought they were more about taking care of. It's always like everything.
always taking care of
It's
little
always
guys.
come to the children. It's always about the children. You save, if we could save the life of one child, that's their hook. It's always the children. It's always the children. So why would you delay on taking this off? Why don't you have something to kind of, I don't know, catch this faster?
To do something with it.
Something, yeah. Like I'm really confused. Is you will take, you will remove and ban people on Twitter for disagreeing with you politically or
For the silliest
socially or whatever.
Yeah.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But you gotta wait for somebody to complain about it, and then you even have the nerve to say that it doesn't violate your policies.
Yeah.
Huh. They're underage. That's not.
That's not violating
That's
your
not in your-
policy?
that's not in your policy?
Not in your policy there?
Like,
It's not there?
so like I said, to a point, they're correct. To the point, they have a point. On the other hand, they're gonna. These are the same people again that turn around and go, we have to have these gun laws because if it saves the life of one kid,
Yep.
but you have no problems dragging your feet, taking your time. And again, I got it. You're huge and blah blah blah. This
Yep,
giant
right,
corporation
Right. Yeah.
can't monitor everything, can't catch it
But
all.
you somehow can catch everything when somebody says something political that you don't like.
Namely Donald Trump. Really weird how that works out, huh?
Yeah.
So it sounds like somebody's priorities might be just a tad skewed.
Somebody says something, it doesn't matter who it is, but somebody says something political and it gets flagged by one person and suddenly that person is banned completely from all of Twitter. But this person who decided, hey, look, you guys are keeping a video up that's of child pornography and it's of me and I need you to take it down now.
Yeah, that should be I am so sorry this is there and it should be gone.
And your response was, oh, it doesn't violate any of our rules, so I can't take it down.
Yeah,
It's child pornography.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is part of your rules. You should have taken it down.
You can't draw the marker here and then turn around and go, nah, it doesn't count.
And then say, well, we didn't, we took our time taking it down. We shouldn't have taken our time taking it down. We should have gotten to it faster.
No, you're absolutely right. You should have.
Yeah, you should have, when it was reported immediately, that's when you should have taken it down.
But if you weren't more worried about tracking down and following and blocking everything that Trump or anybody related to him or any way of having to do with him or even agree with him in one little facet or another, if you were more worried about the children, as you claim to be, than you were that.
Honestly,
then
I would
you would have got rid of it faster.
I would keep. I hope that kid kept that screenshot of the response from Twitter originally.
Oh, yeah. No, I
and just
would-
be like, well, I'm sorry, but here's what it says: child porn didn't violate your policy, so you didn't take it down. That's different than you don't have the responsibility to take it down.
Yeah, that's legal jargon to get yourself out of trouble.
Yeah.
And not be held responsible for anything. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, paces fast in a whole mouth.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Staring blankly ahead, making my way through town. And that one little pig went wee, wee, wee all the way home. Geico.
Remember that from Geico?
Hated that one, man.
Thanks for the ride, Mrs. H. It was so irritating, but yet when you actually get to do it, it's funnier than hell, and I don't know why.
I do. I know exactly. It's fine. It's fine.
Poor Jason's working. I feel bad for him.
Oh. Grubhub or Pornhub?
I don't know. Both of them will be cold by the time you get it.
Oh.
And that one's already full of white stuff. Why would I want to get that one? I'm just saying.
You're not into dirty deeds?
Done dirt cheap? No. Or done with sheep. It depends. I don't know.
Depends on what you're talking about.
Depends on. Is that Pornhub or Grubhub? Oh. Vegans are demanding that the name Milky Way be changed. People should not be encouraged to steal food meant for baby calves. Oh, I love it.
So good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
This is Defenders Live.
Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter. The vegans are demanding that the name Milky Way be changed. People should not be encouraged to steal food meant for baby calves.
In other news, scientists want to send more than 6 million genetic samples, including the bevy of sperm and ova, to the moon.
Bevy?
A bevy.
A bevy.
Of sperm and ova.
How much is a bevy?
A lot. To the moon.
Well, that made it simpler to understand. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
In a bid to create a global insurance policy if, I don't know, like worldwide disaster happens.
Where are they going to put it?
Where are they going to get it? How are they going to get back? How are they going to bring it back?
They're going to put it on the moon. Is there a refrigerator on the moon that we don't know about?
Well, it's going to stay cold enough on the moon. There's no atmosphere, so it's be fine.
A global insurance policy.
Yeah, in case, giant world disasters like everybody nukes each other.
How are you going to get there?
That was my question. How are you going to get
how
back?
are you going to get there? Do you come back with it? Like if the world is ended virtually, and as the way they're talking about, and not a rapture, Jesus comes back kind of
right,
world, but like what they deem as the end of the world.
Yeah, meteor shower.
Whatever. Global warming, climate change, whatever.
Right, everybody dies.
If everybody dies, or a good portion of everybody dies, then who's
going up into space?
Yeah, who's going to be going up into space? How will you get up into space? And if there are people to go up into space, why are you going up there to get genetic samples of sperms and ova when technically, if you've done it right, then there should be at least a single man and a single woman left over on the planet, at least one.
Yeah, and if you think about it, there's banks of banks and banks and banks and banks of this stuff.
Because my thought is if you're a survivor,
I'm a survivor.
Of the apocalypse,
Uh-huh.
of the world ending, is going to the moon to retrieve genetic samples, sperm and ova, like at the top of your list of to do? Or would it be, I don't know, to maybe learn how to ward off the mutant animals that have now grown in size and ferocity? Or maybe it's the watching out for radiation so you don't die from radiation poisoning, or,
I really am just waiting for the days that I can inject myself with a fluid that makes bees come out of my hands.
Wow.
What?
That's bees?
Yeah, what Fallout? He shoots the bees out.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Is it Fallout? Which one is it?
That ain't Fallout.
It's not Fallout.
'Cause I know
what's
Fallout.
The one, what's the one with all the weird powers that you can like eject yourself with?
Is that BioShock?
BioShock. Yeah, that one.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was gonna say I know I like Fallout. That's
It's
not-
BioShock. It's the one where you can inject yourself with stupid stuff, and suddenly, one of them is where you could inject yourself, and your arm becomes a beehive.
So I have
and you can shoot it at people.
thanks
and
to PlayStation Plus, I get like free games every month, and I have 2 different versions of BioShock. One of them is like the complete series,
oh yeah,
first to the end, and all remastered and all this crapola. And I still haven't gotten around to playing it.
you should.
I know I should. Everybody's like, "That's the
You
greatest
should.
thing since sliced bread."
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
I'm busy. I'm too busy doing Farm Simulator right now.
That's true. That is very
Farm
true.
Simulator and a little bit of Red Dead Revolver Online.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That makes sense. I mean, that's fine.
I play a cowboy for a little while. I do some hunting, and then I get
and then
done.
you play a farmer.
And then I pretend to be a farmer.
That's how you do it.
And I'm trying to get my cows to reproduce a little bit faster than 300 hours. Gestational period of a cow on that video game is incredibly
Super
irritating.
fast.
Well, it is, but it's still so long. Like I could speed up the time to like 120% faster than what it normally is. So like it just, but
Wow.
then it's such a mess, and it's
I didn't know we were going to do farm talk with Dylan.
I know, right?
It's my fault. I brought up video games. According to Friday report from the Insider. What?
I don't know you Justin over Twitter. Hey, Bevy, how you doing?
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
good. Well done. According to a Friday report. What? What?
One more, and I'm done.
All right.
Peekable, Snarky Jackhole, over on Twitter. Wasn't that a Bond girl back in the Soviet days?
Bevy?
Alina Spermanova?
Maybe.
Anyway.
She probably was. Scientists would like to build a lunar ark
But again,
on the moon.
But again.
Jam-packed.
Again.
Jam-packed.
Again, the world has ended. Okay? Presumably, whether it is through the climate change that they're trying to tout, whether it was nuclear fallout from, everybody saying, screw this, and everybody punching the buttons at one time.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
The world is virtually unlivable. But let's assume that you kind of can. It's just going to be difficult for a while.
Sure, yeah, right.
Again,
You're not focusing on that.
Yeah, your first thought is, we got to get to the moon to get genetic samples.
That's our deal. We got to go.
Now, I understand if maybe there happens to be not a single woman left, but, if you people would work on equality better, there'd be more women in the workforce. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's going to be jam-packed with 6.7 million genetic samples.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. The biological freight would be used to ensure the continuity of life against natural disasters and other catastrophes, such as a deadly epidemic, a supervolcano eruption, large-scale nuclear war, widespread drought, or an asteroid.
Okay. All this is going to be is just a rocket that flies by, and as it gets near the moon, it just kind of goes and drops what it's doing.
Yeah,
And
basically.
just keeps on doing, maybe makes its orbit around and comes back, and that's it. And this stuff's going to kind of and land on the surface. Mm-hmm. And you get to play hide and seek now. Now it's like if they ever get to have to use this stuff, it's going to be a giant Easter egg hunt now on the moon, trying to find out where these things fell.
The ark would involve shooting the sperm and samples
Ew.
of 6.7 million species
That's just nasty.
up to the moon via multiple payloads.
I'm sure it is multiple payloads. Multiple loads.
Yeah, multiple
shooting the
loads. Got to
sperm.
shoot multiple
Wow.
loads up to the moon.
Oh my God, that's just.
The samples would then be stored in a vault beneath the surface of the moon
So they're actually going to go to the moon and build a vault.
in a lunar pit.
Wow.
So they're going to take it and they're going to shoot payloads into
Ew.
a lunar pit.
That's just nasty.
They're going to shoot payloads into our lunar pit.
Gross. Gross. Again, I think somebody's priorities are just a little bit skewed, I think.
I think they just wanted to make this story.
That might be.
Honestly, they just wanted to make a good one.
Everybody at NASA's like,
Lunar pit.
watch this.
Oh, the outlet said that the team of 6 from the University of Arizona discussed the concept at the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Aerospace Conference. The EAC.
Wait a minute. Well, electrical and electronic engineers. What does that have to,
Aerospace Conference.
Yeah, what does
Aerospace.
yeah, but what does that have to do with genetics?
Aerospace.
Aerospace has nothing to do with genetics.
No, but it has to do
It has
with
nothing to
shooting
do with
stuff to the moon.
electrical or electronic
It
engineering
has to
either.
do with shooting your payload up to the moon.
That's all they want to do is be
They
able to
just wanna
say we
shoot their
shot our load on the
payload.
moon.
They just want to shoot their payload into lunar pits, man. That's all.
Oh my God.
That's all they want to do. All right? They just want to shoot their payload into the lunar pit.
Congratulations to them.
That's all they want.
Because they're lonely. It's the closest thing to a woman they'll ever get.
Quote, while this might seem like a suggestion straight out of a science fiction.
Nope, not out of science fiction. That's not where
That's
I
not
thought
where
this
you're
was
going with
coming
this.
from at
Nope,
all.
Nope. I see what you did there.
I was going to say, let's refer you back to our Pornhub story earlier.
Right. The scientists behind the proposal have
Oh,
calculated.
they're behind it now. Oh, good.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Have calculated that sending the cryogenically frozen samples of sperm, egg, and spore and seed of 6.7 million species to the relative safety of the moon might be a feasible option.
I can't with this. This is just, oh my God. We just want to do this. This is going to be a
all it
great
is.
idea. We just want to launch all this stuff to the moon.
Bang zoom to the moon, Alice.
Come on, man.
Oh, so, quote, multidisciplinary projects are hard due
I'm
to their complexity. But I think the same complexity is what makes them beautiful.
Oh, dear Lord.
According to the New York Post, study author Jahan Tanga
Hashtag nailed it. Hashtag like a native.
was noted, who noted Earth's, quote, natural volatile environment, said that the specimens would be vulnerable on Earth and pointed to the moon as the best place to bury the samples in pits.
I'm going to argue that go back to that quote real quick. What it was the Earth was naturally volatile
yeah.
with this environment, and that the specimens would be more vulnerable on Earth
Than on the moon.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where are they getting these samples from? Where are these samples coming from?
Oh, the
These
Earth.
So they're already on Earth. So they're doing fine on Earth.
Generally speaking.
They're not generally speaking. It's been, if you go by even, if you go by the evolution side of things, it's we're almost at the billion-year mark or some crap like that.
Some stupid like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that means it's been going pretty good. Life has been going pretty good.
Life as we know it.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
There's life on this planet.
But if you're getting the samples from Earth,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that means that they're doing pretty well here.
Well, see, the pits, the lunar pits are the perfect size for cell storage. They go down 80 to 100
Wow.
meters.
Wow.
It's pretty deep.
It's a dark cavernous hole.
Pretty deep.
It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Yep. They provide ready-made shelters for this from the surface of the moon, which endures major temperature swings.
Major.
As well as meteorites and radiation.
Because the moon doesn't get meteorites at all.
No, they do.
Oh, but
They do. Meteorites and radiation are some of the threats on the moon.
yeah, no, I got that. But
Like massive radiation.
but why? But hold on. But what was one of the lists? The things mentioned that
Meteors.
the reason
Oh, yeah,
they were going to
meteors.
sit up
Yeah,
here.
meteors,
Well,
yeah.
actually, they said asteroids, but
Asteroids.
tomato.
Yeah, whatever.
You know.
That's because what we consider meteors just burn up in the atmosphere.
No, and I got that. But I just, again, this is really stupid. Because one, the samples are already here.
Yep.
So it means they're doing fine. And even if you send this and do this irritatingly wasted objective, pointless time,
Right.
the world ends. Going to the moon to get these things are not going to be your number one priority
Right.
at all. So you're literally just taking a bunch of samples
Mm-hmm.
and you're just throwing them to the moon. And
Yeah.
that's it. Like, this is dumb. So stupid.
It is very stupid.
But you know what? Hey,
right.
I guess if it gets Americans back into space.
Might as well. I mean,
Ooh.
if the only way to get
Oh.
Americans back into space apparently is to make sure that we tell them that we can put their payload in the lunar pits.
Gross. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter has a question.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Where
What
are
is
they
that?
getting the samples from? Bill Clinton. Duh.
Duh. He's freely given.
And then he also asked what happens if it lands on the dark side of the moon.
Well, obviously that's where the sun doesn't shine.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll release it their payload there. That's
Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter also says it just wants to shoot its payload into a pit. Yeah, I know how that is. I mean,
a long, dark, cavernous pit.
yeah, and something that big, it's guaranteed to always take it.
Yep.
There's never going to be. My only question I have before we move on from this is if they're going to shoot their payload into the moon's crevices and pits, have they acquired and procured a consent form from the moon? Don't.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't even bother.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Have they gotten a
Consent
form? Have they
from the moon?
Have they gotten consent from the moon?
Well, no.
What if the moon doesn't feel like it wants to have the Earth?
That's a
creatures
that's a funny question that you ask because
shoot its payload into its pit.
because you have people that are on Earth today saying that we've been raping the Earth for the past, billion years. And so I guess
I
nobody cares.
promise you.
I guess nobody
right now,
cares.
before God and everybody, I've never even looked at the Earth like that. Like it's not. I've never.
More as a mom.
No, yeah, that's about as close. Yeah, it's more of the, and it's not some weird Oedipus complex kind of thing.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
don't like it's kind of a mother figure kind of thing, and that's it. There's no.
Let that go that
I've
way.
never looked and went, oh my,
Yeah.
Mother Nature. Ew,
Yeah. Ew.
this is so dumb.
Yes.
But hey, it keeps
whatever.
them busy and it gets us back into space. So I guess it's
Whatever.
it's a win-win.
If that's what you're gonna do to get back into space, if that's what you need, then go ahead.
Yeah. So owners of a now defunct girls' home in Missouri has been charged by the state's attorney general with more than 100 felonies collectively, including sexual abuse and statutory rape. After 16 alleged victims came forward with purportedly corroborated claims.
That's a lot of claims.
Yeah. Attorney General Eric Schmidt, he's a Republican, announced the charges against the married couple Boyd and Stephanie Householder.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, Boyd and Stephanie Householder.
That is not a real name.
Why?
I don't believe it.
Why not?
Householder?
Householder.
Householder.
Yeah. Why not? There's a other the other name that you named off from the story earlier. Yeah,
but that's a
Doesn't-
different.
doesn't
whatever.
matter. Doesn't matter.
These are technically American.
Doesn't matter.
Householder.
Householder. Maybe they thought this is a fantastic, easy way to.
What do you?
Be remembered.
Landlord? Boyd and Stephanie landlord.
Well, they do
basically?
actually. They were, owning and running a ranch that helped little girls. The Circle of Hope Girls Ranch, actually.
Oh, they had the ranch.
That was founded in 2006 as a Christian reform school for troubled teens.
Christian, you say?
Yeah, because most of those nowadays, and I could be wrong, but like the boys' homes and girls' homes like that are allegedly set up to be, from a Christian reform angle. for troubled teen. And all of
Kind
them
of
are like
reminds
that.
me of like a place that we never mind. We can talk about that off topic because that's a sore subject.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I actually have. I got.
Anyway.
Mine hits a little close to home
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. No.
Court records show Boyd Householder, who is 71, faces 79 felony counts and 1 misdemeanor. Thank God. It was just the one misdemeanor.
Just the one misdemeanor. Yeah.
Including charges of child molestation, sodomy, sexual contact with a student, and neglect of a child. Stephanie Householder, who is 55.
Okay.
He's 71 and she's 55.
They're both old, but still.
Yeah, but that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
That's almost statutory just in there.
Yeah.
Faces
close.
22 felony charges for abuse and neglect of a child and endangering the welfare of a child. The alleged incidents occurred from 2017 to 2020.
Well, it's all about love for a child here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
According to KRCG-TV, the allegations outlined in court documents accused Boyd Householder of repeated statutory sodomy, multiple incidences where he had sexual intercourse with a victim under the age of 17, slamming victims' heads into walls, beating girls with his hands or with the belt, and instructing several girls in the best way to kill themselves.
So you're saying this was a Christian reform school?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see.
They
I don't see
said
the
it.
Christian part yet. I don't see any of that.
Well,
there.
maybe we'll get into this a little deeper.
Okay.
And we can find it.
Oh.
Quote, there are no words I can say today to describe the mix of great sadness, horror, disgust, and sympathy that I feel for these reports of cruel and almost unbelievable reports of abuse and neglect. That was Schmidt during the news conference. He added, quote, we believe this to be one of the most widespread cases of sexual, physical, and mental abuse we've had against young girls and women in Missouri's history.
Well, it is misery.
That is. And misery loves company. Schmidt's office took on the case in November after the Cedar County Prosecutor's Office asked for assistance. Boyd and Stephanie Householder are being currently held in the Vernon County Jail.
Huh.
NBC News reported, quote, since the boarding school opened, concerned parents, staff members, and others reported that the Circle of Hope at least 19 times to 3 different sheriff's departments, state child welfare and education law officials, the highway patrol, and the state attorney general's office. So they went all down to all these people, and for basically 3 years, nothing happened.
Nothing happened at all.
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
The outlet did not cite the dates of when the prior complaints were filed, but they noted that the wave of state action began after the householder's daughter, Amanda, and a woman who attended Circle of Hope as teenagers started to pose for videos on TikTok last spring, alleging the abuse at the ranch. Videos prompted the Cedar County Sheriff's Office to investigate.
So what you're saying is they didn't do crap about this until people actually went public in a way that could get out of town.
Mm-hmm. Don't want the county looking bad.
Right.
Quote, this is a moment that does deserve to be celebrated, Amanda said of her parents' arrest in a TikTok video on Wednesday. Quote, I am sad because they're my parents, but something my parents would always tell me is, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. Well, my parents made their bed, and now they're going to have to lie in it. As hard as that is for me, it's about time.
I don't think it's that hard for her.
I don't think so either. I mean,
I think she adamantly believes that they deserve exactly what happened to them.
oh, and I would agree with it.
I would agree as well. And whatever happens from here on out, I don't think it's going to be that hard on her.
No, it's
she-
going to be
she
hard
may
on
need
that
some-
guy, though.
Yeah.
Once he gets into
and he's 71.
he's going to be dead the moment his feet cross the threshold.
It's going to be bad on him.
He's done.
Uh-huh.
The moment the guard,
You might as well get a heart attack now.
yeah, at this point, yeah, insulin overdose or something. Might as well take your own life at this point because you're not going to like what happens when you get into your federal prison and General Pop. I promise you're not going to.
Those shingles that you had, they're gonna pale in comparison, is what I'm saying.
I do not envy you, sir.
No.
I pity you.
No, I don't.
No, I do.
I don't.
I do.
I don't. 79 felony counts.
No.
I don't.
I don't. It's not that. I pity him that he is that screwed up because again, I have this weird thing that I like to hope and call it naivety, but I like to believe that, people could be good. The fact
Well,
that
no, I agree with
the
you.
fact
there,
that he
but-
is 71, and the fact that he has all of this against him, and the fact that he is guaranteed to go to jail and will never see the free light of day again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's again, and I'm confident that he will not last very long once he gets to where he's going. That this is how it ends for him, and that's sad to me. That
It is.
There's no chance at this point that he's going to get anything fixed. He's going to, his life is ruined, and these kids' lives are ruined, and that's the part that I feel bad for.
That's what's
That
bothersome.
It is. It's bothersome, and I hate to see that happen. But
Right. I mean, I don't care now I don't. I have zero cares about him because of the actions that he's taken.
oh yeah, no, you get what you deserve.
Yeah, he deserves all the violence that is going to befall him.
Oh, every last bit of it.
Deserves it all.
Good for him. I mean, not good for him, but yeah. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
So yay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next one before we get out of here.
Next one.
Might as well.
I mean, we're on a roll here.
I know we're doing so well. Customs and Border Protection announced yesterday that more than 100,000 illegal aliens were apprehended at the border. That's more than any other time in recent history, except
Except
for the peak months of 2019's border crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's getting worse every day. By what a few people have noticed, it's not just impoverished illegal aliens coming in. The cartels or smugglers use the flow to bring families and children and tie down the border agents with processing and medical care while they bring in some of the worst human beings alive, including previously deported sex offenders.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a whole litany of, what does this little thing say? My reading is not very good.
Total criminal convictions, sexual offenders. If you go all the way to the side,
Oh, yeah.
year to date, 2021, 210 so far.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
That's just nuts. And a lot of driving while under the influence. Going back to the fiscal year of 2016, it was up as high as almost 2,500 cases. Now it's down. It in 2020, it got down to 364. And we're slowly going back up again.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of numbers on here that conveniently enough,
It was like, okay,
during the Trump administration,
a lot lower.
It kind of dropped considerabably.
Like a lot.
And now that he is officially gone, 2021, it's
surprisingly getting bigger again.
it's getting, it's growing incredibly so.
Yeah.
Wow. Who'd have saw that one coming?
Just 5 months into the fiscal year, they caught sex offenders, and what? They caught more sex offenders than they did in the previous 2 years, basically.
Basically. I mean, this is incredible stuff. But no, don't worry about it. All these people are refugees, and we have to listen to them and give them a chance. And we have to, they're just looking for a better life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't do anything wrong.
No.
They wouldn't be, they're just here for a better life. And so what if they had to jump a fence to get it?
Whatever. Whatever.
They're just doing what they have to do to take care of themselves.
mm-hmm.
and to
Being
take care of their
illegal is being
families.
illegal.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter that they're also sex offenders.
No, doesn't matter that they, drunk drivers and, and murder and all this other stuff and
Yep. Illegally possessing weapons and trafficking and
drugs and sexual offenses and homicides and
manslaughters and
robbery and larcenies.
assault and battery, domestic violence.
Yeah, that's just insane to me.
All of it has gone up. Almost all of it. All of it has almost doubled since last year, and we're only halfway into the year.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst part about it is this is all still new.
Yeah.
The year, I mean.
We're not even halfway through.
We're not even halfway through the year of 2021, and according to the
charts.
the chart we're looking at, we've already surpassed a majority of 2019.
Oh no, 2020.
No, well, 2020 was short because of whatever.
We doubled it.
I know, but that's
We've doubled pretty much
I
everything.
know,
in
but that's what I'm
2020.
saying. It
That's
ended.
crazy.
It started coming down. Yeah, and then it's exploded already.
Yeah, if you combine 2019 and 2020 together, you have the numbers for
But
our year now currently.
but thank God, Orange Man's out of the office. He's good.
Orange
We're good
Man
now.
bad, right?
Orange Man's bad, so we're
Orange
good
Man's
now.
bad, yeah. Terrible.
So This hour is brought to you by American Pride Roasters Coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Woo! Check out the awesome different flavors and tastes that you can get. Coffee and chocolate and tea. So many good stuff over there. Historically great coffee. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go to Mojo50.com. Check out all the great hosts and shows going on over there. Tell those guys thank you for letting us take up space and fill time because they couldn't get anybody else.
Yep.
You can also follow and listen to them on iHeartRadio at the Mojo50 radio spot. Just hit that, save that as a button. Listen 24/7. Libertarian, free talk, free speech. Best thing you'll find around. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com.
Yeah.
All the social medias at DOAE Show. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see y'all Monday.
Later.
Bye.